What's up? Welcome to Trader Talks. Welcome, Berkia. Welcome, Thoughtful Quotes. Too easy. Welcome back, Kek XD. What's up? Welcome, everybody. Yo, Kek, make sure to write a DM to our support team on Discord about that. Don't worry about it. So, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? I hope you guys use it to go over all of your traits to obviously further improve this week. Now, I'm currently looking at gold. It is looking very, very juicy. So, I can't wait to break it down here to you guys. But we'll still have to wait a few minutes for some people to join in because most likely they do not want to miss out on this breakdown because it's about to go crazy. Been waiting. Well, now I'm here. What's up, ICM? CUS, Niraj, welcome everybody. Good weekend. Love to hear that. What's up, Mitchell? Toshi. I'm also doing great. Thank you for asking, really. Honestly, I'm a little bit busy, right? Like I'm working a lot. I'm working day and night on everything I'm doing, but I just love the hustle. I think at this point, I think I got entrepreneuritis. I don't know if you guys have heard about entrepreneuritis, but I'm addicted to grinding and just hustling. So that's my thing. What's up, Toshi? Gold. Yeah, gold is looking interesting right now. Buy or sell? Honestly, I think we'll get to the question here in a second. We'll get to the question here in a second because that is a very, very valid question. Your gold position is running in buy. Yep, interesting. Very interesting. Week is a little bit good. A little bit. I hope the week gets a little bit better than just a little bit. The gold gap looks juicy. Yeah, that's also what I'm looking at. That's the spirit of entrepreneurs, yes, sir. Like for real, like I barely sleep. I'm working and working and working. Yeah, it's just at this point it's my passion. It's not even about the money or anything. It's literally about the passion at this point. Today's not my day. I don't take any trade. That's also great. You have to say when to trade and when not to trade. If you don't feel like trading, then do not trade. Because as a trader, you should be in the best emotional state to be trading. What a start of the week it was for gold. Like I was holding buy for Trump. W, let's go. Yeah, that was a huge gap to the upside. So anyone that wasn't buys and stayed in the buys over the weekend, congratulations, really. Kek, like I said, for that request, like in this chat right now, obviously I cannot help. But for that request, make sure to send it to our Discord support team and they will look into it. But I understand if it's frustrating, bro. I can't remember any big gap up for gold like this. Yeah, it's been a while. Like this big of a gap, it's been a while. What are you entrepreneuring? Restaurant, gym, box, real estate? Right now, online businesses. Online businesses and trading. That's what I'm focused on. What caused the move up? Trump news decision. Mm. I was expecting a good touch 47,000 before turning back up. Yeah, I mean we might. I mean, I do believe we're gonna break all-time highs very soon. I just don't know if it's gonna be this week though. Yeah, okay. I'll start the analysis. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's start with the analysis here. All right, so I hope everybody can see my screen here. Mm. All right. So, top down analysis real quick. So, if we start off on the, let's start off on the daily real quick. So, daily had a huge gap, obviously, to the upside over here. And now the previous daily on Friday was super interesting, which already was more or less indicating that we could see buys up for this upcoming week. Because if we look at the daily, we saw that it tapped into this zone over here and then closed rejecting to the upside. So basically, we have a huge wick to the downside and it closed up here. So it's a rejection candle. And typically, when we see that, we see like a bullish impulse afterwards. And obviously, we gapped immensely to the upside here. So coming back down to the 4 hour time frame, what we see right now is that price is basically ranging a little bit. And we have this huge ass gap down here. So when thinking and looking at gaps, typically what happens, not always, but very typical, is that it gets filled almost by 100%. So looking at this here, we have this huge area where we could see gold tap into before breaking all-time highs again. So that would basically look something like this. Let me draw this out. Where's my arrow? Arrow path here. Okay, so what this could look like is a pullback somewhere here and then some bearish momentum to like maybe down here and then a break back out and then a continuation in all-time highs. This is a possibility for sure, considering we have a gap fill, right? Now, let's say buyers are way too strong and taking over, and the gap is not really looking to be filled. Then the other alternative I would see is a break and retest above this range here, which is a 1 hour range or also a 4 hour range, close above, pull back, and then a breakout into all time highs. Now, the thing with all time highs, obviously, is always a little bit more aggressive because we don't know if we get in here and buys, where should we get out? So it's like a get in and get out fairly quick type situation because we don't know at what point price could still basically reverse, come back under the zone, and then go and fill the gap. So that's why you got to be pretty cautious. I think gold consolidated like last week, maybe. Gold is going to run crazy this week. Rally incoming. Yeah. So overall, we see obviously that on high time frames and on the lower time frames, gold is bullish, right? So we already removed 50% of the question, where should we, like, should we be looking to buy or should we be looking to sell? For me, it's super obvious. I want to trade with the trend because trading with the trend will increase my probability of the trade actually going in my favor, right? So therefore, I'm only looking for buys. And now the question is, which of my setups could provide itself or could present itself based on the direction I'm looking for, right? So here right now we have the 1 hour time frame. So we could also theoretically, instead of having a 5 minute range here, we could add a 1 hour range here because this is a small 1 hour resistance range. So basically, if now this candle here in another hour closes above the range, wait for a pullback somewhere here, and then target these highs up here, that could be a solution, right? That could be a position. Or I wait for a bigger push all the way up and above this major 4 hour and 1 hour range here, wait here for a pullback, and then get in on buy. So basically, these are two break and retest scenarios. And the other possibility would be for price to pull back here, right? Go all the way down here, come back down in this zone, which if we look to the left, this was a major resistance area where price could very likely pull back to also fill and tap into the gap. And then somewhere in this range, I basically want to wait for a breakout structure because obviously when it's coming down for a pullback on a low time frames, we will see a bearish trend being formed. So let's say on a 5 minute, we will see a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So I do not want to buy into this because I don't know how far the pullback will go. So what I want to wait for is for a breakout structure back to the upside. So basically something like this where we see suddenly a higher high being created. Therefore, this lower high gets broken and a new higher high is formed. And then I want to wait for a new higher low to be created. And I want to make sure to get in somewhere here on the lower, on a higher low, and then take the buys up because now I have confidence that the pullback has shifted and is more likely to continue higher here, right? So that's the other scenario. So now we have three potential buy setups. Break and retest above this high, break and retest above this high, pullback, and a break of structure somewhere in this purple range for buys. So now I have three things. I gotta just wait for it. And one of these three things will most likely happen. If not, then I'm not trading. If yes, then I'm taking advantage of the move. And that's also very important for you guys. You have to plan the trade and then trade the plan, right? If you want to be successful traders, you have to have a plan and you have to have a few scenarios, right? Scenario one, two, and three. And if one of these three is presented, you take the trade. If none of these is presented, you don't take a trade and you come back tomorrow. Because what could happen here is prices starts consolidating in this range, right? It's just bouncing, bouncing, consolidating, boom, 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 boom. Very ugly price action. And obviously, with this ugly price action, none of my scenarios is being filled. So I'm staying away. Therefore, I'm literally taking care and protecting my capital and not exposing myself to unnecessary price action. So that's why I tell you guys it's so important to plan everything. Why can I buy a gold at all-time high? You can, of course, but we don't know how far it can go before starting a pullback. So if you get in on all-time highs, you have to know at what range approximately you want to get out. Otherwise, you could very likely also just leave some money on the table because it starts reversing on you because you didn't take profit at the right time. Because if we trade from zone to zone, let's say I take a buy somewhere down here, right? If I get in on buys down here, I know exactly where I could take profit. So let's say we get in somewhere here, stop loss here, take profit now. Okay. Take profit number one will be somewhere up here, right? Or at a 1-to-1 R multiple. Right here. Take profit number two somewhere around here. Take profit number three right here because here we have the resistance. And then take profit number four will be my all-time high here, right? This. Therefore, I have a 5.5 R multiple, 5.4. But what happens all-time highs? Let's say we get in here. Stop loss somewhere below our range. But where do we target? We don't have previous market data or price action to base our take profits on. So that's what I'm saying. Like here, you have to just trust your R multiple and say, okay, it has to hit a 2R. Once it's hit, I get out because I don't know how far it will continue before pulling back, if that makes sense. Do you think it will fill the gap? Yeah, I do believe there's a potential. I do believe that there's a potential, yeah. I don't know if it's gonna be today, maybe later today, actually, like in 1 or 2 hours. But this really depends on what happens, like literally right now, because we really gotta see. It's either gonna break out with strong volume, and if we break out, then I believe that the pullback might come like in one of these days, or we immediately pull back today. Look, guys, if we pull back today and pull back into this purple area, then honestly, in the next few days, I'm expecting big ass bullish moves, to be honest. Um, okay, let me go over the comments here in a section. In a second. Exactly. Play must be crystal clear before the entries. Can you buy without the gap being filled? You can do whatever you want, of course, because it's not always gonna get filled. Because if it were that easy, the probability is there for sure. But if we're that easy, then everybody would become a millionaire once the gap gets filled. But sometimes price just doesn't do what we all expect, and it just does something we all don't expect. So yeah. Why do you feel huge fear from buying? Do you also feel huge fear from selling, or is it just buying for you? My setup and goal isn't working in January. That's all good. Part of the game. You either adjust your strategy a little bit, and you adjust it to current price action, or you wait for the market to basically get back in shape for you and for your strategy. Therefore, you just stay away and then wait for a better month. You can also do that. What's up, Web3? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you can also do stop trailing for sure if it flies. Do you trade particular trading sessions or any session your strategy plays? Yeah, I only trade New York right now, New York session, and I only trade gold. To be profitable, there are two scenarios. One, you make a higher R multiple with lower accuracy, or number two, a lower RR with higher accuracy. Exactly. And the best ideal scenario is a balance between both, right? So if you have like let's say a 65% win rate and you always target a 2R multiple, you're like way in the green zone. So you're like safe. US bank holiday today, really? I didn't really see that on Forex Factory, to be honest. What day do we have? 19th. Let's look at that. Oh, indeed. I'm seeing that right now. Yeah, okay, so today's bank holiday. Today's dead. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Why so many hello, sirs? Hello, guys, I guess. Yeah, we have a lot of people. Yeah, we're steadily growing the streams, man. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first started streaming, we had like an average, I don't know, of like 15 people watching, and now we're around 40 to 70 people at the same time. So I absolutely love it, love the energy, and also love the support for sure. Yeah, Martin Luther King Day. Okay, so important information, guys. We have bank holiday. It kind of slipped for me. Sometimes it be like that. So now everything changes. Now for me, today is not a trading day, obviously, because I don't like trading. Bank holidays. I was already wondering why during market open it was so slow. So bank holiday, choppy, choppy. So I'm expecting a chop day today. But honestly, that actually gives us better chances of pulling back here during Tokyo session or Asia session. And then during either London or New York, if we are somewhere in this purple area tomorrow, then it's game over. If tomorrow we're in the purple, it's game over for like a big ass move to the upside. So that's what I'm looking forward to be honest. So I'll have a bunch of alarms here, right? Just in case price gets here during London session, I want to be alarmed because I kind of don't want to miss out on, on that move to the upside. And now one could say, yeah, okay, if you're looking for price to approach the purple area, why not take sales from here or I don't know, below here? And honestly, yes, you could basically, but we should not forget that the overall trend is still bullish. So yes, it might pull back because obviously what goes up must come down. But you have to ask yourself, would you rather get in on a sell here and get out here? Or would you rather wait for a high probability trade down here, get in here, and get out like here, right? So if we look at the size of the potential trade, you have a potential trade this one or this one, and then this one is also at the same time higher probability because it is with the trend. So I would rather always take the big move. Honestly, I would take the big move backed up by the overall trend instead of risking taking a small trade from this point to this point and not knowing at one point price could just reverse and stop me out. It's like for me, it's not really worth taking a short. Sorry, bro, for late. No worries about it. Gold might reach 5K by mid 26. Oh, yeah. Probably sooner. Probably sooner, to be honest. Yeah, Jetty FX, definitely one of the top 10. People are just spamming comments because choose winners at random comments. Damn. I mean, with good day, sir, I don't know if I just. I'm staying out until Wednesday. Yeah, I also didn't really trade a lot this year already because I've been like so busy, bro. I've been like so busy. That's crazy. What percentage of capital do you risk per trade? Really comes up to if I'm trading a prop firm or like a funded account or if I'm trading my own capital. But let's say trading prop firms, I risk somewhere between 0.5 to 1.5%, depending on the probability of the trade itself and my confidence in the trade. And on my own capital, that really varies because sometimes I do account flips, sometimes I trade my bigger account. So it all comes up to like, let's say an average of 5 to 15% maybe on my real funds. But that only, like I said, that only on real funds. Like you can't risk that amount on a prop firm or on a challenge, or you just blow it in the first trade. So I don't recommend that if you're not trading your own capital. Before the end of today, the EU will announce another tariff on USA. Automatically, gold will still fly as long as the geo tension continues. Thank you for that heads up, TJ Babs. I'm really honestly, I'll be fully transparent with you guys. I'm not really into fundamentals. I'm really not into fundamentals. The only like time I check fundamentals is to see if there's like any high impact news on that day, because obviously I don't want to trade red folder news. But beside that, I'm like not into politics or something like that. I do believe that if you know a lot about fundamentals, it could definitely help you with the direction. But I'm more focused on technicals. But thanks for the heads up for sure. I do not trade futures. No, I used to. I stopped. How do you handle revenge trading, eBay? So great question. Overall, honestly, I think that revenge trading and over trading is one of our biggest issues as traders, especially when we're first starting out. How did I handle this? So to be honest, revenge trading was one of my actual biggest issues when I first started trading. Now I know there are a lot of people where one of their biggest issues is maybe fear of missing out, right? FOMO or other scenarios. There are a bunch of issues when first starting out, but for me it was actually revenge trading. And the reason why I was struggling with that topic is because I wasn't able to accept the losses. um I just wasn't able to accept it. So every time I would lose, I would not be fine with it, and I would try to get back into it to make back the loss. So therefore, the more times I repeated that mistake and ended up losing more and more and more, sooner or later I had to look at what I'm doing wrong right now and to really analyze myself and ask myself, why am I doing this? Like, why am I reacting this way? And why am I not fine with losing? And then I realized that the biggest issue for me was I put too much focus on trading. I put too much of my life into it, right? Basically. So for me, it was like all or nothing. And if you have a scenario where it's all or nothing, especially with trading, and you see that you are putting in your all, but you're not seeing the results that you are expecting, that's when your psychology starts like crashing with what actually trading is. And that's why you then break your rules and overtrade and revenge trade. So I had to basically analyze backwards myself and really go into myself to understand why I'm reacting this way. And like I said, most of the times it's just I was having issues accepting the fact that I'm losing and accepting the fact that losing is part of the game. There is literally no strategy that guarantees a 100% win rate. So, along with that information, which is just a fact, I should be able to accept it, because if I lose, it's okay. You know, I'm minimizing my loss by having a stop loss. So, actually, hitting a stop loss is great because I'm losing less than I wanted to, right? So, all I did was basically reframe my mindset to thinking and understanding and accepting that losing is totally fine and totally normal. And that did take some time, but right now I'm at a point where I gladly want my stop loss to get hit. And because my stop loss is placed at an area where if it gets hit, my trade idea is invalidated either way. So that's great because now I want to be out of the trade sooner before having to hold it longer and lose more and more and more. So for me, a stop loss is literally it stops my loss. You know? So when you reframe your mind to understanding that, suddenly when you lose a trade, is not bad anymore. So you just lose. Okay, it is what it is. Is my trade invalid or is it still valid? If it's valid, could I maybe look to re-enter? If it's invalidated, I'm probably done for the day. I'll come back tomorrow. And then you just rinse and repeat. You have a set amount of rules. You wait for your trade setup. You execute the trade. You have a set stop loss, a set TP, and you rinse and repeat every single day. As a profitable trader, you have to be systematic. You have to have rules and you have to follow the rules. If you're emotional, right, if you overtrade, over risk, blah blah blah, then your success or the probability of you becoming a profitable trader, you're just pushing it further and further out, but like unnecessary, because really it's not that hard, guys. It's really not that hard. I think we just make it harder than it actually should be. When are you going to introduce instant accounts? I don't know about that. I'm not the head of ThinkCapital. What psychological mistake costs you the most money early on? Honestly, what I was just talking about, revenge trading. Revenge trading, and while I was revenge trading, I was over leveraging. So that was the worst combination ever. And the worst part is that after breaking the rules and revenge trading over leveraging and blowing my accounts, I would feel so bad. I would feel so disgusted by myself. And then I would compare myself with other people. Like, how are they already successful? We've been trading for the same period of time and I'm just losing, losing, losing. So then you start doubting yourself. You start asking yourself if you're even capable of doing it or if you're just a loser. But I feel like every single trader goes through that phase. And I feel like we have to go through that phase in order to become mentally stronger. Because if you don't go through the lows, how do you expect the highs, right? So if you guys feel yourself at a low right now, just know we've all been there. It's normal, but you really have to have the willingness to really, really break out of that low. Like, don't keep running in circles. Don't keep repeating the same mistake again and again. So just like you have to break out of it, you have to break free from it because I know people, guys, like I'm not just talking shit. Like I know traders have been trading for like 6, 7 years and are still not profitable. And why is that? Because they keep repeating the same mistakes every day. They know they're breaking the rules, but they just keep doing it. So they're like caught up in that circle for life. But like, no, bro, like either you really want it or you don't, but don't come to the table saying, yeah, I want to be a full-time trader, but then you keep breaking your rules or you keep over trading or over leveraging, whatever, right? You either want it or you don't want it. And it's just the fact that trading is not made for everybody. So you really have to ask yourself, are you able to analyze your emotions? Are you able to control them? Are you able to follow your rules, right? Those are all things you have to ask yourself. How to stop overthinking, have a set amount of rules, and stick to the rules only. No around. Zero point 0.2 lot on 10K over leveraging. Um, how much would that be like how much risk per trade would that be in dollar wise? How do I know if I wasn't trading material? What? What do you mean? I don't quite understand the question. Do you use break even and when do you place during profits? Yes, absolutely. Once I'm up at least a 1 to 1. So let's say I would get in yeah, let's say I will get in here, right? And I'm up at 1 to 1 here. Then I will move my stops to break even over here. And then probably like at least what I target is a 2 hour multiple. Sorry. So in this case, it would have played out, obviously, but it's just an example. I really didn't take this trade. But here, once I'm up at 1 to 1, I just move my stops to break even, and then I just let the trade run either to my 2R or back to break even, and then I just call it, basically. Discipline is truth. Exactly. Of course, Celebrity Cook, I got you. How many consecutive losses make you stop trading for the day? 2 to 3. Maximum three. But typically at two, I'm already thinking like, either the market is weird or my setups that I'm looking at are weird. Like the trade I'm looking for is not really valid anymore, or I'm just emotionally unstable today. So there are like different, reasons that get into that. And based on how I feel and what I think, I would just stop because the main goal of a trader is to minimize our losses, right? So when you notice, emotionally, I'm not really feeling that well today, or I don't know, I feel like look, guys, one thing that really helps me as well, okay, listen, the moment I get in on a trade, there's two types of emotions I feel. One, I feel super confident in this position because everything just looks perfect. I'm in a positive mood and I'm optimistic about this trade. In that case, I would just hold it. I don't care if it's stop loss or if it hits TP. If I feel confident the moment I get in on a trade, I'm chilling, right? But second feeling, which also still happens to me sometimes, I get in and I start feeling weird. I'm like, I think I shouldn't be in this trade. It looks weird. It feels weird. There's like a weird vibe. Now, the moment you get that vibe, you should immediately just close the trade because either it's not really a valid setup or the market is not in the best trending condition, or you are over risking and you're risking way too much on this trade and you shouldn't be in it either way. So the moment you guys can try it out, right? You get in on a trade. If you feel confident, hold that shit. If you get in on a trade and you start becoming nervous and you start feeling weird, close that shit because something is off and you don't want to be trading in a off feeling scenario. I hope you guys kind of understand that. Yeah, risk management is absolutely important. Every profit you book from the market is the money you safeguard the next loss. And for the newbies here, just trade one asset because trading multiple markets is similar to dating multiple girls. Facts. Preach, keg. That's what I keep preaching here as well. Like, you guys just got to choose one pair and just get to know that pair. Start dating that pair and learn the in and outs of that pair. And that will become your daily, your daily shoddy or your daily guy. And then just focus with that. You really don't want to be switching pairs. Any giveaways today? You're feeling lucky? Yeah, later today. You still gotta stick around just a little bit. Yeah, stock is closed today. Gold is also very slow today. We have US bank holiday. Does family also affect your trading space, like good or bad? That's a great question. So right now I'm living with my wife alone. So we have like a two-room apartment, three-room apartment, and I have my office here, right? So she knows when it's trading time, she needs to leave me alone. So I have like my 2 to 3 hours a day where I can just work undisturbed and focus on my trading. But what I notice also with a lot of friends and stuff is that when you're still like living with your family or with a partner, but you don't really have your private space, they do kind of like influence you, like how do I say it? They disturb you, right? They disturb your focus because they just keep walking past by, or they're like, yo, Evan, no, 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 no. But you're like currently in a trade, or you're sweating and you're scared and you're nervous, and then there's someone talking left and right. So I do believe that if you don't have your own space, that can definitely yeah, influence your performance as a trader. So my advice to you is look for a place where you're undisturbed, even if it's a small cabin, right? If it's a small cabin, or I don't know where you're just undisturbed, or you just talk to the people and tell them, yo, from this time to this time, please give me my space. I need to be alone because I need to be focused. And then just make sure that you really get that time you deserve, because we really have to be fully focused as traders. So we got to make sure that, we can find it. Bro's married. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why is everybody so surprised? I mean, look, look, listen, listen. I tend to say wife because obviously for me, she already my wife. Like, there's no question about it. But we're actually engaged. We're engaged. We're getting married this year. Yeah, we're getting married this year. But we're already engaged. So for me, it's my wife, guys. Why should I say my fiance? I don't like the word fiance. I don't know about that. What separates a funded trader from a profitable retail trader? Honestly, not many differences. In both scenarios, you are profitable. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. For an unfunded trader, should he focus on trading full time or also get a job? D Forex. Oh, perfect question. I love this question. But like talk about this topic in every single stream, which is funny. But um, look, if you are not funded yet, if you're not making consistent profits as a trader, where you could basically live from those profits at least a year, you should definitely still work a 9 to 5 or a mini job or have a business with a side income, whatever it is. And that's just me being fully transparent. Why? Because if you quit your job before and you only depend on trading, I can guarantee you that your trading will suck. Your performance will suck because suddenly you have this huge amount of pressure on yourself from oh shit, like I need to make trading work now because I literally depend on the profits I make. So suddenly you're attaching emotionally to the trades and to the results. And now let's say you have to pay rent, right? But you just quit your job and you're like, fuck. And you have one funded account, a 100K account, and you're depending on that one. You're depending on the payment, the payout, because if you don't get a payout, you can't pay rent and you lose your apartment, right? So now suddenly every single trade you take, man, you're sweating ass. You're sweating your ass off, bro, because you're like, shit. So this either goes to TP and I can pay rent, or I hit stop loss and I lose my apartment. Bro, what type of pressure is that? Why would you place yourself like with free willingly into that position? It makes no sense. So my recommendation, guys, keep a job, as like save up money, right? If you have at least 1 year of expenses saved up from that job, you can feel free to quit your job, because you don't depend on the job and you don't depend on the trading, because you already have a bunch of money saved up for the year. That's totally fine. But if you're making an average of let's say 2K per month on your 9 to 5, and you pass one funded challenge, and you have your first payout, and then you're like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm gonna quit my job. Not really the smartest move, because yes, maybe you got your first payout, and yes, maybe 1 month your trading was absolutely phenomenal, but nobody guarantees you that next month it will look the same, right? Because trading is unpredictable. 1 month could be the best month of your life, next month you could lose more than you made the month before. So trading, look guys, trading is overall probabilities, and it will always be probabilities. Yes, you can have an edge with your strategy, but nevertheless, the results will never be the exact same. But if you have a 9 to 5, the results, the profit you make is always the same almost, right? You have a guaranteed payout at that day, a guaranteed amount of payout on that day. So you can rely on that. But on trading, you cannot really rely, which enhance, right? What I'm at what I'm getting to is, if you don't want to have a 9 to 5, that's totally fine. But then look for other ways on how you can earn passive income. And that's now we come to the other topic, where I'm a big fan of starting businesses, right? There are thousands of business ideas that's, or like business niches that still need to get filled, especially with AI nowadays becoming bigger and bigger. So there are a bunch of opportunities, and you can feel very, very free to look outside of the trading range. You don't have to stay only in trading. You can use trading as your tool to make more money, right? You should definitely use that, and you should definitely learn about the skill, because that skill will be a machine to make more money. But you can also look a little bit outside of it. Look to the left, look to the right. Hey, if your goal is to be financial free, then trading is not the only way. Trading is your tool for more, but there's always other ways as well. So why not combine two? Why not combine three different different skills to get to that, right? So that's basically what I want to say. Okay, now let's look at the comments. Chad locked in. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, don't have a job and choose trading as an alternative job. You will be suck. Yeah, as boss said. Um, spitting facts. I love that you guys are enjoying it so far, for real. Man, I just really love these live streams. Like, you guys don't even know. You really don't know. Have you ever felt panic after losing a trade that you started trading crazy? Yeah, absolutely. That was the times where I was just over risking more than I should. And I'd lose like a bunch of money at once, and I just couldn't accept the fact that I just lost that in the span of a few minutes. And then I try to make it back, and that's end up crazy. And honestly, what really, guys, listen, what really burned a lot of my accounts in the past was as follows. I get in on buys here as an example, okay? I'd get in on buys here, boom, get stopped out. Then I'm like, no, I mean, obviously this was a short. We have a resistance here. So I'd get in on shorts here because I just got stopped out. I said, fuck it. I'd target somewhere down here. Boom, get stopped out again. I'd be like, yeah, no, now my overall bias I had for the day is buys. So we're definitely buying now, right? So I will get it back in. I'll buy, I don't know, let's say I'll buy here, stop loss here, target somewhere here, and then I get stopped out again. Boom. And then I'm like, nah. Honestly, I really think it sells at this point. So what would happen is I will get back in on sales and then boom, get stopped out again. And now this, I know that if you guys are looking at it right now, you're probably laughing because either you can you can understand because you've been in that same scenario, or you're thinking like, is this guy really stupid? Like, did you really commit these mistakes? Yes, I was unprofitable for the first 2 years in my trading career. I've been trading for 5 years now. First 2 years looked exactly like this. And now, how do I remove all of this noise? Very, very simple. I have my major areas of interest, right? And I just wait for price to get there. And now, once it gets there, I already know what I'm looking for. If we're bullish, I'm looking for buys, right? And that's how I can remove all of the noise, because I will continue to look for one of these setups. And if this setup doesn't play out, well, guess what? Stop loss gets hit. It comes down to my next area. If this setup then plays out, then I just made back the loss I had here because I got in too early. But if this also stops me out, then I had two losses in a row. And obviously the market is now bearish and I don't want to be in the market anymore. So that's chill. I don't have to chase the market. I let the market come to me and then I react based on that. If that kind of makes sense. Yeah, market is moving funny because of holidays. Difference between a funded account and a real account is that of owning your own car and rented car, something which I figured out lately. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it like that, one could say that. But at the same time, I feel like nowadays being a trader has never really been easier, and also having like payouts and the possibility of actual capital has never been easier. Because when I first started, look, when I first started, the only prop firm that was like roaming around was FTMO. And back in the day, I thought it was a scam because I was like, how is it possible that you just pass a challenge and then suddenly you get like this capital to trade with? So I was staying away for the longest time, like for the first 3 years, I think, in my trading career. And I was just trading my own profits, and I was like making weird ass calculations like, yeah, okay, if I save 2K per month by the end of the year, I have like 24K saved up, and now these 24K, I will trade up to 100K, and then this 100K to a million. I don't know, guys. Like, I had the weirdest calculations and the weirdest expectations. But then prop firms got bigger and better and bigger and better, and now then I realized that, hey, I could do both, right? Why should I not do both? If I have the possibility, why should I like eradicate one possibility if I can take both ways? So that's when I started trading prop firms and my own capital. And then I just started accumulating both. And every time I would have a profit, a payout, I would just reinvest that into my own account and scale up that own account. So now I had like two worlds basically fusing together, working toward me, becoming more and more financially free. So that's definitely something I recommend you guys. Like, yes, use prop firms to your advantage, because it never has been easier. Like, yes, you have to apply, you have to pass challenges, but if you're actually a profitable trader, it's not going to be that hard for you. And now use those payouts firstly to pay yourself, but also to reinvest into your own account, to reinvest into other businesses. Because if your ultimate goal is to be financial free, which I think is the goal of most of you, you also have to be willing to look outside of like the cage, right? You have to look outside, over the plate. That's how you say it in German. Look over the plate. Oh, damn, I'm spitting truth. um how do you handle spreads widening during volatile moves? Honestly, I do not want to be trading actively if there's red folder news, because typically when there's red folder news, that's where the spread just gets huge. So I don't want to be involved either way in that trade, because that caused me to lose a lot of money in the past, and I learned my lessons. Sorry. Discipline makes a good trader. Facts. Acceptable max drawdown for my strategy, comes up to, like I said, comes up to if we're trading, if I'm trading prop firms or if I'm trading my own capital. But if we're talking like losing streaks, for example, max range 5 to 6 trades in a row, and then winning streak like 8 to 10. So something like that. So the win rate overall for me is between 60 and 70. But it all comes up to the month of the trading. It comes up to how much I'm even trading in that month. But that's like the average. You're a great teacher. I love to hear that, DForex. Appreciate you, man. Did I ever participate in trading competitions? I wonder how there are guys bringing 500, 600% return at the end of the month. No, I have not really been into competition. I really don't like competition overall because I just don't see the the upside in that. But 500, 600%, you can only achieve that if you're clearly over risking. That's all I can say. Like you're over risking, you're super, super lucky. And the trade goes immediately in your favor, probably scalping. Obviously, it's not impossible, but 500, 600% return is crazy. Of course, I got you guys. Stream energy on point. Yeah, I love it, man. We have an average of 40 viewers. You guys are absolutely insane. Let me just turn on my lights here for a second. It's getting kind of dark here. Yeah, I think that's good. That's better. Why are you not comment Asian session? Nah, I'm not a big fan of Asian session. It does like look, gold does have good moves during Asia, but I'm just not a big fan. Also, for me, that would be like 3 a.m. in the morning, and at 3 a.m. I'm either sleeping or I'm working on my businesses. Do you ever pause trading midstream if emotions spike? Trading midstream? Well, do you mean like mid live stream? Like no. I've been live trading. Look. I've been live trading for the last 1.5 years. Not like not only ThinkCapital, but I think like I mean overall I had a community where I was live trading as well. And honestly, like my community, like my members, they all knew that there are days where we lose and there are days where we win, and it just be like that. That's the reality. So if I would lose, I'd be like, yo, it's a L today, it is what it is, guys, we'll come back tomorrow, and then the next day we'll just make back the loss like 4 times or so. So it's like for me at this point it's normal. So no, I don't really get emotional if I lose on stream. I do get most of my prop account through competitions. That's crazy. I actually yesterday interviewed one of our like top traders at ThinkCapital, and he said a crazy story. He actually won a 25K from us, right? That was his first like touching point with us, and he passed the 25K challenge and actually got his first payout. And now with the payout money, he bought another 200K from us, and then he get a big ass payout from the 200K, and now I think he has another 100K rolling right now. So look at the potential here, guys. Like he literally invested $0 because he won a challenge, and with that challenge money he bought more. Now he's getting payout after payout without spending $1. So yeah, if some of you guys win a 10K challenge, a 25K, whatever it is, like take advantage, because this is really a opportunity that not a lot of prop firms actually give to our community. So really, yeah, you just got to take advantage. Is patience a skill or a personality trait? I believe it's both. I believe if you don't have the skill, right? If you're an impatient person, you can train that. You can train yourself. It will be difficult. I think it's easier for a person that is overall patient in life to be patient as a trader. But nevertheless, I don't think that it's impossible for an impatient trader to learn patience. And for me, let me take a sip. What helped me the most become a patient trader was to observe and see other traders being patient as well. So I would join, like I had a mentor and I would join his live streams, right? And he'd be like sitting on his hands. I kid you not, 2 hours straight without taking any single trade. Everything he'd say would be like, It's coming close to our range. Damn, no entry signal. I'll wait another minute. Damn, no entry signal. We'll wait another 30 minutes. Damn, no entry signal. We'll wait another hour. But after 2 hours or so, he'd get that entry signal. He'd take the trade, and that trade would just play out absolutely beautiful. So every time I stepped into his live streams and I saw him sitting on his hands, the move was already happening. He would sit on his hands without FOMOing in. The more times I saw that, the more every time I would trade by myself, I could apply that patience to myself. And that was pretty crazy is I then started live streaming once I became profitable, and I will have all of my people like watching me sitting on my hands. And then after the stream, they will come to me and they'd be like, yo, it's crazy. Like by me looking at you being patient, that patience automatically like transferred to me, and now I'm patient as well. So I think like by seeing other people being patient, you can learn to like be patient yourself. So that's how I learned the patience skill. I hope that kind of makes sense. What truth about trading is hardest for beginners to accept? Great question, Omar. So I believe that one of the hardest things to accept is that firstly, it takes time. It takes a lot of time to become profitable. It's not a from today to tomorrow type thing. And it should be treated like a real business, right? Trading is not just clicking buttons. Trading, like into trading, goes way, way more than just clicking buttons. So that's the first thing. And now, what else? Yeah, just the truth that losing is part of the game. I think that that is also a truth where a lot of people struggle with. They think that if they lose, they are losers, but that's not the reality. The reality is that losing is normal, right? So when you lose, it's actually just it's something good because you just avoided a big loss, right? Especially if you lose to a stop loss. You just avoided a big loss. So it's perfectly fine. You just come back the next day and just, rinse and repeat. So yeah, that's how I see it. Hey Tyro, what's up, bro? I just mentioned your story. Did you hear it? Yo, Tyro's my boy. That's the guy I interviewed yesterday. Crazy legend. Market testing patience heavy. Yeah, today guys, we have holiday. We have bank holiday today. That's why it's a little bit slow. So I'm not really expecting a big move today, to be honest. Yeah, we're above 50. Love to see that, man. We're growing. Gold is brushing teeth. Yo, that's the first time I hear that sentence, bro. Gold is brushing teeth up and down, up and down, up in the cavities and back down. That is crazy. Back down to the tongue. Um, I typically know the sentence of gold is barcoding, right? It's creating a barcode here. You guys can literally scan this. If you scan this, you get one free Bitcoin. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't try to scan this. If there's anybody, don't. Trading is not quick and easy money. It takes shit tons of time for one to fix psychology and start making money. Absolutely agree. How to trade peacefully. Ahmed, just have a trading plan, have a strategy, focus on one pair, and then just apply that strategy every single day. Apply your rules every single day, and that will allow you to be peacefully, because with that comes risk management. So you're not over trading, not over leveraging. You just have your set amount of risk every day. You either lose or you win, whatever it is. You come back the next day, and then you just do that time and time again. And sooner or later, it will become the most natural thing for you. Therefore, it will become super peacefully for you. Peaceful. Streaming makes trading feel like a team sport. It does, right? Appreciate you, Omar. W stream, love that. You do yoga. I don't do yoga. I used to meditate a lot. I'm not really meditating that much anymore. I'm more just praying. So I'm also, focused on increasing my relationship to God. So I'm praying every day. And also my prayer is not like the typical like get on my knees and pray like that, but it's more so like a daily conversation with God, and then also a daily thankfulness, right? Gratefulness for everything. So that's also like, I know that maybe sounds a little bit cliche, but improving my relationship to God has actually helped me to improve my trading as well. Because before trading, I would just pray to God and tell him, yo, firstly, thank you for this opportunity, but then also thank you for opening my eyes to see the charts better, stuff like that. And really, it doesn't really matter what religion or whatever. Like, if you believe in God, that's all that matters, because the relationship between you and God is only between you and God. Strategy is everything. Yeah, agree. Do you ever use volume profile when trading? No, I don't use volume. I don't use any indicators beside the 50 EMA. That's the only one I use. And then also not that, not that much. Algorithmic trading versus manual trading. Algorithmic can be fine because it does remove your emotions, right? But then also it's not really reliable because long term, I tried out a bunch of algo bots and algo trading strategies, but one thing that keep repeating itself was that for a short period of time that will work crazy, and then suddenly the performance would just lag, and then you would just lose it all again. So not really a big fan of algo trading, if I'm honest. And if there was one algo, like algo bot or algo trading bot, that would guarantee results, by now everybody would have bought that, and by now everybody would be like multimillionaires just with trading by using the bot. So the fact that it's not like that just already says everything about it, I think. Yeah, God is everything. Preach. Faith is important. That's true. Tell me your strategy. Damn, into my strategy goes way, way, way more than just like what I'm showing here. It will take a bunch of hours. But let me know, like, guys, would you guys be interested in actually like some type of a course or like a workshop where I break down my strategy? Like, would you guys love that? Because I was actually, thinking about doing something in that direction. So let me know if you would be interested in that. Plan, trade, prayer, perfect combo. Yes, sir. That's it. All right, guys. You know what time it is? You know what time it is? Oh shit! It's giveaway time. It's giveaway time, y'all. Yeah, you guys would love that. Love to hear that. Okay. Yeah, I'll forward that to Think Capital. Maybe we can make something work for you guys. Also, before we start a giveaway, guys, I want to take a quick second to shout out myself. um, Make sure to check out my Instagram, right? It's Evan Sean C, all written together. If you are also interested in, starting online businesses or whatever, because right now I'm also, I'm not just trading. I'm looking, outside of the spectrum, and I'm really focusing on businesses, online businesses, and on AI. So if you guys are interested, make sure to just join or follow me on Instagram. It's can I type it out here? Also, if you have any questions, right, regarding trading or whatever, you can also send me a DM. I do take some time to answer because I do get a lot of DMs on the daily, but I'll try to go over that as well. So that's my Instagram here. Make sure to leave a follow. And if you're interested in online businesses, also. And now let's start a giveaway. All right. So in order to enter, it's very, very simple, right? First thing, you got to leave a like on the stream. I'm gonna double check. So you gotta leave a like on the stream. That's the first thing, right? Step number two, we use hashtag ThinkCapital, all in small, and you will be entered into the giveaway, right? So hashtag ThinkCapital, all in small. Leave a like on the stream and leave a follow. Leave a follow on my Instagram. But the follow is not a must. I don't want to force you guys, only if you're interested. My personal YouTube channel right now is a little bit dead. The last video I uploaded was in October, and that was a vlog of the trading retreat in Brazil. The vlog is crazy though. I edited it all by myself. It's 1 hour of it's like a movie. So I really recommend everybody checking it out. My YouTube is almost the same. It's like it's underscore Evan Sean underscore. That's my YouTube. Yeah, that's my YouTube right here. So if you guys want to check out the vlog, you can feel free to check it out. And hopefully in the future, I will be uploading more regarding trading and stuff like that. But I'll be honest, right now, I'm like so busy. Like, I'm not going to lie, I'm like really busy because if you guys check out my Instagram, you will see. But I'm currently starting and building 3 startups at the same time. So I'm trading and I'm building 3 startups at the same time, which is a lot of work. But like I said, I love the hustle, man. I'm addicted. I don't know, maybe some of you also have entrepreneurs like I have. It's a crazy sickness, but it's dope. Yeah, we'll see the entries here. Let's go, guys. Keep them coming. Hashtag ThinkCapital. Leave a like on the stream, and you will be entered. And then we'll start the giveaway here in a second. Within a year, you're a business nerd. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. I already have like so much knowledge, really so much knowledge about business, about AI tools and stuff like that, which I'm really eager to share with you as well, like with you guys. But obviously, I can't talk business or AI here in the stream, so you guys really have to follow me on Instagram for that. All right, are we ready? Let me make sure to start it off here. Let's load the comments. Oh, last time the app didn't work, man. I hope it works this time. Not gonna lie. I remember last stream it didn't work, so I hope this time it works. Come on. Oh, it's already being weird. Please, please don't do this to us. Nope, that's not the link I want. Just give me a second here. I'm currently preparing the giveaway, guys. We have 62 viewers. You guys are absolutely crazy. Next time, anybody that just joined in the last 5 minutes, next time make sure to tune in earlier because there's a lot of value that is actually worth way, way more than just a 10K challenge. That's all I'm saying. Like the value is really worth more than a 10K challenge. So you really want to join earlier next time for anybody that just joined a little late. All right, I think it's working now. I think it's working. Just give me another second here. Hashtag. Boom, boom, boom. Copy. All right. Countdown. Confirm. All right, then let me make sure to share a screen here. So you guys can see it for transparency reasons. Are we ready? You're learning from a guy who has 3 startups running. He must be a goat. Bet. Like for real, guys, this is fucking crazy what I'm doing. But I'll reveal more about that in the future. Right now, we'll focus on the giveaway, guys. All right, so we got 3 10K challenges for one of our viewers. And to be ordered to enter was leave a like on the stream and comment hashtag ThinkCapital, right? We'll refresh this a little bit here, shuffle it up around a little bit. And now let's get started with the party. Let's go. Here's a countdown. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and the winners are Ravish Talks. Too easy. You won last week. I'm very sorry. You'll have to give away your account right now. And Ashik, congratulations. Too easy. I'm really sorry you won last week. So we got to redo that one. I'm really sorry. We got to redo it. So somebody else will win that from Too Easy. But damn, Too Easy. You're too lucky. Too lucky and too easy. But congrats to Ravish Talks and Ashik. Spend some W's for them. And we will redo the giveaway again because Too Easy won last week or the week before. So we'll keep it at, yeah, I'll just redo it here. I'll just take a few minutes here for Andrew to take a screenshot here of the winners. Too easy is too lucky, guys. Yo. It's too easy to win an account, I swear. Like, look how many people are participating. How? All right, let's redo it, guys. I'll redo it. One last winner here because too easy already won. So let me reload this. Now it's not loading again. No, that's crazy. Low comments. Continue. One winner. Yes, yes. Think capital. Yo, if for whatever reason it shows too easy again, then it's just meant to be, okay? Then it's literally just meant to be if too easy wins again. But let's see. All right, there's still one person that has a chance to win, and I hope it's somebody that has never won before, right? So let's do it again. Let's shuffle it up and let's start. So the last winner of the three winners is 3, 2, 1. Soul Sustenance. Congratulations. Congratulations, Soul Sustenance. You won the third 10K challenge. For all the winners, make sure to reach out to, like, join our Discord and then reach out to our support to Andre. Send him a DM and you will get your login details. Also, please keep in mind, Andre has a lot of work to do, so don't get mad if it takes him a few days to get your accounts ready. Please just be patient with him. Only 30 people turned up when Evan was educating us. There are only 60 people listening to him right now and more than 100 participants. The fuck? Yeah, the participant shows like if people had multiple entries, but I limited to only one entry at a time. So that's why it shows more participants. But W to the winners, really. WWW to the winners. Congratulations. Sir, I cannot win account. You cannot win account or what? I don't quite get it. You know Andre? Okay, W. All right, so listen, guys. Let me share my screen here real quick before you head off. Let's break down gold here again so we can see what we could expect. So right now, obviously, it's choppy. I'm not really gonna be trading today anymore. I did forget that it was bank holiday, but looking at it right now, we could expect a break and retest above here and then target all-time highs, or I could wait for a pullback in this range, wait for a break of structure somewhere over here, and then look to long back up into all-time highs. Those are the two scenarios I'm looking for right now. And now, beside that, make sure to leave a follow on my Instagram if you guys are interested in online business, in startups, in AI, in trading, right? Whatever it is, make sure to leave a follow on Evan Chauncey. I would really appreciate you. If you have questions, whatever, you can feel free to send me a DM here as well. And now, beside that, guys, I wish you the best of luck in this entire week. Make sure to stay patient, stay disciplined, and don't overtrade, don't over risk. And I'll see you guys next Monday. Take care. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Peace out. Much love.